What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lord Solar Prime, and today, guys, I'm going to be updating you with my new version of Fire Kings that I've been playing around with, and I've been having so much fun with, as well as updating my Fire King deck with the European print Fire King structure deck. A lot of you guys may know that the European print of Yu-Gi-Oh cards are a lot darker than the American version. Let me give you an example. So here is my American version of Garunix, and these are the Euro prints. And as you guys can see, the color is a lot darker than on the American version. So a lot of players prefer the Euro print cards over the American cards whenever they can get their hands on them. It's pretty pricey to do so, but I had a little extra funds and I wanted to spoil myself, and this is what I decided to go with. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys the updates that I made as well as sleeving up. I'm gonna speed that process up a little bit so you guys are not too bored watching me go through that process, because I am very tedious when I do that process, and it's a whole vibe that I like to create for myself. So I get a lot of comments regarding my sleeves, and in this particular version of Fire Kings, I'm gonna be sleeving up with the Rush Dual red sleeves, and over those sleeves, I'm gonna be putting the Dragon Shield Japanese size matte clear outer sleeves over them. And it's gonna look something like this. It's gonna look exactly like this, guys. So that's what we're doing today. I can't wait to show you guys the updates, but first, we're gonna have to set the mood here. And one way that I set the mood for myself to make this a more zenful process for me, because I do love sleeving up cards. I don't know why, it's just one of the things I love to do. One of the ways I do set the mood is I also like to burn candles, scented candles, and scented incense, and to just set the mood and just relax me and calm me down. So the fragrance that I'm burning today is Barbershop Shave. If you guys have ever been into a barbershop, you know it smells pretty good in there with all the other chemicals and hair products that they put on your face or your hair. So it just smells really, really good. And I want to bring that smell into my sleeving process today. And I've been burning this for a couple weeks, and it's been smelling very, very well. So this is the fragrance that we're going to be burning. So I'm going to set that right there. All right, I think that covers everything. So let's go ahead and burn this candle, and let's make these updates to my Fire King deck and show you guys what I have. Before starting my sleeving process, I want to make sure my hands are clean, and the brand of soap matters to me. So the brand of soap I use is called Queen Essential Elements. Queen Essential Elements creates high-end, natural, handcrafted soaps that removes all dirt and oils from my hands while leaving my hands feeling hydrated. Oh, did I mention these soaps smell amazing? Personally, I love the sandalwood rose, but currently me and my locals are enjoying the cherry almond. That's right, I said locals. I even travel to Yu-Gi-Oh events to make sure me and my friends' hands stay oil and germ free from touching other players' cards. This is not a sponsored video whatsoever. I just wanted to share a great product with you guys. If you would like to purchase any of these soaps for yourself, the link will be down in the description below. All right, back to the video. All right, guys, now that we're all sleeved up, we can now talk about the changes I made to my Fire King deck. First, we're going to start with the Fire King engine, then we're going to move over to the sub engine, and lastly, we're going to talk about the non-engine I play in this deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the Fire Kings. We still play 2 Garunixes. In the OCG, they cut this card to 1 because once they go off, they typically might not want to see another Garunix because their deck is so much better than ours because of the Princess card, the Link 3, and Populous and Bonfire. So once they go off, they don't really need to see a second Garunix. But here in the TCG, I think it's correct that we stay here at 2 Garunixes, and I may still play 2 Garunix moving into the future. So let's go on with Kieran. Kieran complements Garunix's effect very well by being destroyed from the deck and providing this deck with non-targeting destruction. That effect can happen on your turn or in your opponent's turn, so that's very, very good. We play triple Alvada. which is your monster negator of the deck. And guys, I actually did cut Ranvali from my deck, and it was because without me having a way to play Formation Tinky to get Ranvali to my hand, he would never be there. So in games I would win or lose, I would ask myself, okay, if I had Ranvali in my hand, could I have won a game? Could I have, mitigated some negations with spell attract cards? And the answer came back as a resounding no. There were times where, he did come up, he did work, but most of the time he was very absent for a lot of games. So I ended up cutting him from my build, and I'll show you what I cut him for. So personally, if I'm not playing Fire Formation Ticket to get him to my hand, I don't think it's correct to actually play this card. But I love him, I love his artwork, but I just can't see myself playing him without playing Tinky, which I'm not playing. Moving on, we are still playing the one Baron, being able to search on standby phases to get cards to our hand. Primarily is Kieran, so we can pop off on our opponent's turn. And now moving on to the searcher of the deck, which is most important to the deck, is 3 Ponixes. He allows us to search all our Fire King spells from our deck to our hand, and some of them are quick plays, so they're able to be activated immediately. Those continuous spell cards are Fire King Sanctuary, and Fire King Island, which is the most important card of this deck, which kicks everything off. So you want to make sure you have this card either in your hand or a way to find Ponix to search for it. And the last 2 cards is Skyburn and Circle of the Fire Kings. Like I said in my last video, Circle of the Fire Kings is here to create OTKs out of nowhere, and Skyburn is here to clean up potential back row and menacing monsters on the field. So that does it for the Fire King engine of the deck. Let's move over to the sub engine. All right, let's talk sub engine for a moment. And my sub engine of choice for this Fire King build is going to be Snake Eyes. So starting out, we have 1 Snake Eyes Flamebreath Dragon. This card is so busted, guys. Being able to push or place monsters in the spell and chart card zone, and then on your opponent turn, being able to spell summon those monsters to your field is amazing, guys. His spot removal effect is by far one of the most unique effects I've ever seen in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So this card is very, very good, guys. Next, we played 2 Diabell Star the Black Witch. Diabell Star the Black Witch was at 1 in my last build, but in this build, I decided to play 2, and I cut the 1 copy of Ranvali for my second Black Witch, because every time I would open Ranvali, I would wish it was a Black Witch instead. So ultimately, I cut Ranvali to put in the second Black Witch to add more consistency to my Snake Eyes engine, guys. Moving on, we play 1 Snake Eyes Ash, which is our final Snake Eyes monster. This card here allows you to add any fire level 1 monster from your deck to your hand, and it also gives you access to your Flame Verse Dragon, guys. Next, we play the most expensive and the most powerful spell card in the deck besides Fire King Island, and that is going to be Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils. This card is, what can I say? This card is great, man. Being able to search out your Diabell Star the Black Witch, and if this card is in the graveyard, it gives you card advantage too by banishing it to put a Original Sinful Spoils back in the deck. Speaking of Original Sinful Spoils, we play 1 of that to special summon out our level 1 monsters from the deck, whether it's Ponix or Snake Eye Ash. Moving on, and to finish off our sub engines, we also play the Castira package in this deck. You definitely can feel the difference between playing this engine in Fire Kings and not playing it in Fire Kings. And I'm so glad that I went back to this, because in my initial testing, I played around with it. Castira does Castira things, and Fenrir is an amazing card. Whether you're using them or you're going against him, he's just truly amazing. Now, being able to also then search for a fire monster to destroy for the effects of your Fire King Island and Kieran is clutch. So that's the reason you guys play Castira Rosheart in your deck. I know a lot of people was like, why people play Rosheart, and it's for that reason, being able to give you a fire target to destroy for Island and or Kieran. So that does it for the sub engine. Let's move over to the non-engine where we can talk about the hand traps I decided to play. All right, guys, here we are at the non-engine. This is gonna be the last part of the main deck before we discuss the extra deck. So let's get into it. Of course, we played triple Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, a great card to use against your opponent. But also, if you guys are finding yourself in a pinch, needing an extra fire monster to use off the effect of Fire King Island, Ash Blossom is able to help you out. Next, we played 2 Drolling Lockbirds. This card is very good, this format, and even going into next format. I think this card is very, very good. I side the third. The last hand trap monster I play is Nibiru, because as you guys know, this deck does play heavily into Nibiru on our turn and on our opponent's turn. But also, I played Cross-Eyed Designator to help mitigate that. So Nibiru is only here to help me push through a opponent's Nibiru with Cross-Eyed Designator. Of course, if I draw it on my turn, it's good, whatever. Speaking of Cross-Eyed Designator, I played 2 Cross-Eyed Designators and 1 Called by the Grave to stop all the hand traps in this format. Called by the Grave is very, very good, this format, being able to stop the repeat hand traps that everybody seems to play, which is also the hand traps I'm playing. So whether it's Drow, Ash, Nib, or Impermanence, is able to stop all those cards so we can continue our push. Speaking of Imperm, we play triple Infinite Impermanence, a great, great card. It really needs no introduction. It's good if you draw it on your 6th card for your turn, if you're going second. It's really, really good, guys. So that does it for the non-engine. Let's talk about my extra deck. All right, guys, I'm here to show you my extra deck and what I played. So starting off, we have the 1 Nibiru token, which I hope we never have to have on our field, that we always give it to our opponent. For the Link 1s, we have 1 Salamangreat Great Almirage. There can be times in my build where you do not open a fire monster, but you open a monster that's able to be normal summoned, and you also have Fire King Island in your hand, or Kieran, or whatever the case may be, and you need a fire monster to just start your combo off. And Almirage is here to help with those cases, although they're very slim, but the fact that they can come up is a thing. So if you're able to normal summon any monster, you can turn into a fire monster. You can just continue your plays. We also still play the 1 Relinquished Anima. People still don't respect this card. We play the 1 Link Karibo. This card is great. We played the 1 IP Masquerena, and I decided to play 2 SP Little Knights in my extra deck. It's not needed. All you really need is 1, but I have found times where I did use 2. So in my last video, while I was showing you combos with IP Masquerena going into Appaloosa on your opponent's turn, you can use that same formula to push out SP Little Knight. So just want to make that very, very clear. You can use that same formula at any point to just push out SP Little Knight. So there's that. We also played the 1 Salamangreat, the Sunlight Wolf, which is very critical to our combo, as you guys may know. We play the 1 Hida and the 1 Dark. Hida absolutely cooks in the mirror match. Snatching other Fire King monsters from their graveyard, put it on your side of the field is very critical. And I was able to snatch opponent's Flameburst Dragon out of their graveyard and use it to my advantage this past week in locals. Dark is here to do the same thing, but for dark monsters. Next, we go to the Link 3s, where we're playing 1 Celine for the OTK push with Access Code Talker. Next, we play 1 Decode Talker. And I'm be honest with you guys, I do not use this card enough. Not like I want to cut it from the extra deck. It's just that I do not use it enough. That's all I have to say about that. It's a great card. When cut it, I just don't use it enough. Of course, we play the 1 Appaloosa, as you guys may know. The 1 Access Code Talker for OTK pushes along with Celine. We play the 1 Typhon. Everybody should be playing this in your extra deck. No questions asked. Play the Typhon. And of course, we play the 1 Garunix Eternity. I managed to use him last night to secure a win at locals. So that does it for my deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the changes I made to my deck. If you didn't, let me know. If you did, let me know. If you found this deck profile to be informative, or did you like this style of video, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This is 2024. I'm trying to start something new with editing. I'm trying to do more of that. So if you guys enjoy it, please let me know. Next week, I will be getting cards in the mail to talk about Infernoid. So if you guys are interested in that video, you guys want to see what I bought and possibly run down some combo lines. I know all the cards haven't came out yet, but there's still things I might want to show you guys so you guys can be ahead of the curve so you can pick up some cards right now. So this has been your boy Lord Solar Prime, guys, and I'm out. Peace.